And it's also a good idea to even study news articles, and this is going to sound crazy, but actually take a look at the news articles in the National Enquirer. And I know you're going to tell me you don't read that, but I think we all pick it up now and then at when the supermarket line's going slow, or maybe you don't. But if you don't, take a look. Those articles in there are written by some of the highest paid writers in the world. And it was a surprise to me to find out that those are some of the highest paid writers in the world in there, which is known as a trash magazine. But they are, and I've verified that they are the highest paid writers on the earth. Even though those articles are, by many they're considered to be kind of trash, and they're frowned upon. Those articles, they're really selling you on stuff. They're trying to be over the top, and they're trying to really wow you. And so they're doing really the same thing as what we try to do in our ads as marketers. We're trying to accomplish the same goal as those guys in the Enquirer, only again, they're getting paid huge salaries to do it. They're the very best. The National Enquirer has seeked out and found the very, very most persuasive, most compelling writers in the world. And it's hard to believe, but take a look and you'll see, and you can start to model the way they write to get people shocked. That's what those guys do. You know that you've heard the term. They try to shock you, and that's what you want to do. You want to shock people and make them curious as heck. So even though it seems kind of odd to pick up the National Enquirer to get better at writing ad copy, it will help you if you understand why they say that, especially in their headlines. And I mean, just headlines alone, it's a great place to just look around in the National Enquirer to see their style and how do they get people to pick that thing up so often. It's the writing that does it. I mean, we hate to admit it, but they know how to make us curious. So pick it up now and then and take a look at that now and then if you want to improve your writing skills. And part of the reason these articles in tabloids such as like the National Enquirer can help you so much is because there's a whole unique style of writing that is called advertorial, which is a combination of the word advertising or advertise and then editorial. So someone's coined the term advertorial, which is an advertising style that actually makes it look like more like news. And the Enquirer isn't really selling anything in their articles, but you can use that technique, the way they write, and then you can sell, and you can make true advertorials. And that's a whole unique writing style I'm going to go over in this course too. But I just want to mention that's one of the key reasons you want to read things like the National Enquirer is to get better at the whole skill of writing an advertorial. Because again, remember, people don't want to read ads anymore. If they see it's an ad that you wrote and it looks just like an ad, they're probably going to just either close down the website or crumple up that sales letter and toss it. But yet, if it looks like it's news and it starts out kind of like an ad you see in if it starts out kind of like a article you see in the National Enquirer, and it gets their interest and it sucks them in and they're fascinated and they're reading, and then later it starts to tell them, or sell them on something very subtly, very subtle message of why they should get something. That's one of the most effective marketing techniques I've ever seen. And again, that's what I do pretty much at doublepayment.com is that exact technique. Or certainly if you look at the review sites at, I have the site at onlyreviews.com and the other one at programreview.com. You check out those sites, you'll see that's exactly what I'm doing. Those are basically advertorials. So again, to see a perfect example of an advertorial in action, go to onlyreviews.com or to the other site at programreview.com. Okay, here's an important fact that you should know. The internet is the only place where the cost of